Hey, Todd Falcone here. Welcome to another post here on the subject of attracting people to you. Either you're doing one or two things. You're either attracting someone or you're repelling somebody. And obviously, if you're involved in business, in the business of network marketing, you're looking to be attracting individuals to your space, right? So I want to talk today about the subject of charisma, which is essentially a compelling attractiveness that inspires devotion in others. And certainly we look around and we can see people that are maybe naturally charismatic, and I think a lot of people think that either you have charisma or you don't, and that it's this innate thing that either you have it in you or you don't have in you. And I want to talk to you today about the fact that being charismatic is something that actually can be learned, and it's not real tough to be charismatic. So if you understand that compelling attractiveness, what makes someone attractive, I'm not talking about physical attractiveness, I'm talking about the way an individual acts. And so if you're involved in the profession of network marketing and you're looking to attract more people to you, which is obviously what you're looking to do, what are some of the things that you can be to be more charismatic? Well, I mean, a few of them are, living a life of being passionate and being excited about what you're doing. And people don't like to be around grumpy individuals that aren't having a good time, that have a poor attitude. So that in and of itself, just having an excitement, a level of enthusiasm and passion with all that you do is a natural magnetizer. It attracts people to you. So are you acting in a way that's passionate? And if you're not, how can you change the way you're acting so that you begin to act in a way that's attracting someone to you? Some other things that, okay, happy people. Well, what is it about happy people? When you see people that are totally smiling, totally excited, totally happy all the time, what do you want to do? Do you want to spend less time with that person? Likely you want to spend more time with that person. And if you got your grumpy, negative, nasty friends that are totally unhappy and totally depressed, that's not very charismatic. That's the exact opposite, and it pushes people away from you. So think about how you act. Are you excited, loving life? Are you happy? Are you passionate? Those are character traits or characteristics of someone who is charismatic. So if you want to be more charismatic, which you likely do, because the more charismatic you are, the greater attractive factor that you have, and the greater the likelihood that you're going to bring people into your space, bring people into your reality. It's learnable. It's just based on the decisions that you make. So it's not this natural thing. Now, again, I agree that some people may have this natural tendency to be more charismatic because they're all out there living this happy, excited, passionate life, and it's like, I want a piece of that. And perhaps you've met somebody before, in fact, I'm sure you have, where you just want to be around that person because there's something about that person. There's something about them. I want a chunk of that. I want a piece of whatever that is. Rub off on me a little bit, because whatever you got going on there, that's good. That's called charisma, and it's based on how the person acts. Now, another thing is, and I say this all the time, and it's about in terms of the interactivity, the interaction that you have with people that you're working with or that you're meeting, and that is showing interest in other people. The more you care for another person or care about their interests, the more attracted they're going to be to you. Now, I'm gonna give you two very specific examples of one person that wasn't being very charismatic, and me on the other side being charismatic and attractive to the person I was speaking with. I jumped on an airplane one day, and I was coming back from a national seminar for some network marketing company, and the person who was sitting behind me, she had a T-shirt on. The T-shirt had a logo, and the logo was for a network marketing company. I said, "Oh, wow. I'm familiar with XYZ company." She said, "Oh, well, great. Are you on our product?" And I said, "No, I'm not." She said, "Well, you should be." And then she proceeds to go, "Well, our product is the greatest, blah, 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 blah. You should be on our product. How come you're not on our product? And she went on for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, never asked me my name, never said, "Hey, well, how is it that you're familiar with our company, or are you involved in network marketing," or anything. She didn't ask me my name. She did the exact opposite, which was push me away. Thank goodness I was in the seat in front of her. I didn't have to sit with her the entire flight, because as soon as I sat down and turned around, I sat down and I never said another word to her. And thank goodness she didn't say another word to me, because she was verbally vomiting about how good and how great, and not asking me anything about me. And so there's something powerful when you show interest in other people, and it makes you naturally more attractive, more charismatic, because you're showing interest in that other person. And I'm telling you guys, when it comes to prospecting and recruiting and attracting people to you, if you start asking questions and paying attention and being genuinely and authentically interested in who they are, and not so concerned about talking about you, yourself, your product, your compensation plan, whatever it is, then people are going to naturally just be intrigued and want to be with you and know more about you and what you do. So now here's another example. I was on an airplane, again, because I travel a lot, and I was flying from Phoenix to Denver on a leg. And I was in the aisle seat. There was a 7-year-old next to me, and his dad was on the window. And I'm sitting there, and we're having airplane chat, and we're just chit-chatting. I'm like, hey, you guys coming or going? Oh, we're visiting Grandma. I'm like, cool, where's Grandma live? Well, Grandma lives in Gilbert, Arizona. I'm like, oh, Gilbert. Now, I know where Gilbert is because my mother and father-in-law live there, and I've been to that town a bunch of times, but I didn't try to one-up the guy or, oh, hey, let me tell you about Gilbert, and hey, you know what, I know about this and that, and I just let him, oh, cool, Gilbert. I said, my mother and father-in-law live there. I said, what, do you live in Denver? He said, yeah, I live in Denver. I said, cool, are you a skier? Just chat, just opening up the conversation. He said, no, I don't ski. I said, well, what do you do in Denver? He said, well, I own a health company. I said, well, what kind of health company do you own? He said, well, we do free cardiovascular testing in hospitals. I said, wow, interesting. I said, tell me more about that. I mean, considering almost everybody in America dies of heart disease today, you must be pretty busy. He said, we're really busy. I said, well, what exactly do you do? And maybe 3 or 4 minutes, he told me a little kind of gist of what he did. And then he turned to me and he said, well, what do you do? Now, of course, because I'm a network marketer, I could have gone, oh, yeah, let me go into my bag of tricks here. Let me grab my CD, my DVD, my brochures. Oh, I got you trapped in the corner. I'm going to show everything to you. Oh, check it out. Well, check it out, right? But no. Now, I could have done that, and many network marketers do. They think that's the opportunity. Now I can tell them what I do. But instead, when he asked me, well, what do you do? I said, you know what? I'm actually more interested in hearing more about your health company. Can you tell me more about that? And of course, he was like, of course he did. People love to talk about themselves, and they love it when people are genuinely interested. And so we're like now 35, 40 minutes into the flight, had our first drink on the plane, we're cruising around, and now we can't handle it anymore. We're like 30, 40 minutes in the flight, and he's finally, because he's talked about, I'm sitting here interested, listening, empathetically listening, really hearing what he's saying, and all of a sudden he finally turns to me again and goes, okay, what do you do? And at that point, there was an open door. So now notice how much more attractive it made me because of my showing interest in him. I say this all the time, be interested, not interesting. We're so concerned oftentimes about showing our deal, showing our plan. Let me show it to you. If you ask questions, you're genuinely interested in other people, you're going to be seen as much more attractive, therefore more charismatic. And you're going to attract more people to you. So it's very simple. It's not like you can't be charismatic. You can totally be charismatic. If you're excited about what you're doing, if you're loving life, if you're happy, if you're having a good time, people want a piece of that. They want to rub up against it. They want a little chunk of whatever it is that you're on, you're in, you're doing, because what's up with that person? And then when you combine that with showing genuine interest in people, oh my goodness, it's over. And so is this blog post. We'll see you on another video. Bye-bye.